Hello and you're most welcome, our viewers. My name is Droti Joshua and you're watching the ZAP Show. And this is the third episode of the ZAP Show. And the 2 other weeks have been so interesting. And in a special way, we say thank you so much for your comments, for your reviews, because from them, we're able to learn a lot. And we're able to make sure that we fit in, to make sure that you are satisfied with the show. And we are broadcasted live on the West Nile Web on the 3 platforms. That is on West Nile Web's official Facebook page, that's at West Nile Web. And of course, via YouTube, that is live. Also the same name, West Nile Web, and of course via the official website, that is www.westnileweb.com. And right now I'm standing, that is at Manibe sub-county, also part of Arua district as well. And Manibe is a Lugbara word meaning give me something, or like many people have associated it to maybe the place was named after beggars, because Manibe is mostly associated to Manibe means if and mani afazi, give me something. That is like a word like for you to really know Lugbara, it's always a hassle, and I think you need to be like an artist or some guy who can do a lot of rhymes, because for example like the word T, like ti actually means a lot of things in the Lugbara language. T can mean mouth, T can mean a cow. All right, so like a couple of other words as well. The word can be one, but means a lot of other stuff as well. Anyways, in the show I will be bringing you a couple of contexts. That we have celebrity gossip upcoming, and then of course the movie trailer of this week, to make sure that you get the entertainment you really deserve. We give you a movie trailer that you can catch up later, and maybe in any video library or via the internet for you to watch as well. And of course we also will be bringing you here the tourism site of today, which is actually, by the way, one of the most important aspects of this show. It is at the tourism site where we think that you deserve the right to actually know about West Nile, the spots that you really must visit. And if you're outside the country, if you're abroad, you need to pay a visit home here and see some of the places you have actually never seen in your life before. Now, celebrity gossip of this week, Jack Chanduru is back in the limelight again after she was out for a couple of months, and she's said to be coming to Arua to have a show. Of course, the organizers and the family are in talks, because the family was a little bit hard on her coming to media, but we really hope that she will be coming to Arua to have this show. And of course, tonight, Pasha Amaro is performing, that is at Valley Point Bar in Nalia, that is in Kampala, in a night called West Nile's Super Saturday. And also, if you're in Kampala watching us right now, you can as well check that out once you're done with our show of tonight. She'll be performing alongside one guy called Silver Legend, and then Cosmali and Pizzas, right, that is at Valley Point Bar, Nalia roundabout. J.M. Kennedy is also expected to be in a competition of the Artist of the Year in the Lango Awards, alongside that is Free Boy of Arua, Lucky of Nebi, and also Young Bizo of the Madi region in the category of Best Song of the Year. And of course, one guy, he calls himself Westby, is new in the industry, is also to battle for the Song of the Year, that is with his brand new song called Ojolo. And in this song, Ojolo, the song is actually competing with the To Whom To of J.M. Kennedy, and also Sabala of Free Boy Adams as well. Tonight has been very fun, because it has been the launch of the comedy basket, and you had to for yourself. We'll be bringing these guys in an interview very shortly.
Hi, this is yours truly, Pablo. You can bring me a stand-up comedian, and I tell you, I'm here with Droti Joshua on his #1 show, the ZAP Show, and I tell you, this is the real deal, it's the deal breaker, and it's the best from West Nile. My brother, what say you?
That is for you, Pablo Yagayo. Happiness is getting in me.
Yeah, man. All right. Now listen. Arua, Koboko, Apaida, Ajumani, Nebi, and all the surrounding areas. This is the ZAP Show with your man, Droti Joshua, on the West Nile Web. #1 show online right now. Just get MBs, load, and go and enjoy yourself, you know.
And tonight was the launch of Comedy Basket right there. That is a Tropical Shoot Hotel, and we did a great comedy night. And you guys were very amazing, and the comedy night was so great. How do you feel? How do you feel?
I think for me it was very awesome. It was awesome. And the people had great energy. The numbers, woo! The place was jam-packed. I saw other people seated in trees. And I tell you, the future of comedy in Arua is very bright.
Wow. Napoleon, how did you feel about today's show?
You know, I fell in love with Arua. Like, You came in big numbers. I mean, they were bringing chairs from outside the venue. You came in big numbers. You came when you were happy. You understand English. You understood all the jokes. You loved me. You loved Pablo. Believe me, I feel like I should be in Arua every single month for this show, man.
Don't come to Arua because we know your history. What was the most interesting part of the night today?
For me, it was the audience. They were, you know, where they were feeding from our palm, and they respected every comedian, and I could tell that they were having a great time. And also the organization, thanks to Man Pato and Ziggy Zaga, the brains behind this show, and you yourself, your performance was, you know, epic. For me, that was the plus for the show.
Like, is there any difference between Kampala and Arua audience, according to your views?
Well, the Arua audience is willing to give you a benefit of doubt compared to the Kampala audience, and I think that is something we need to emulate. Yes.
Okay. Napoleon, what is it about you that people don't know? It is only Napoleon who knows, and you want people to know. You look in the camera and tell them.
The one thing you don't know is I am very, very humble, very, very humble. And secondly, I accept every situation that comes in life. Like, I take it, because someone will ask, how come you're not like Josie Joshua? Josie has a car you don't have. Then I ask people, do you know where I come from? Do you know what I had before I got to where I am today? So I am really, really humble and very realistic with myself.
What do you think is the future of comedy in West Nile, according to what you saw today?
For starters, there is you. This man was at the comic. He did very well. He just didn't get many votes because you guys didn't vote. But if he's there next year and you vote, he'll be in the final and probably win. And then I saw Ziggy Zaga and then Man Pato. I think with the three, this is a very good foundation for comedy in West Nile, and there's a future.
Pablo, what do you think is the what do you think is the future of comedy in West Nile?
Actually, I think this is the time where all comedians in West Nile need to buy shades because their future is bright. And I was impressed by the curtain risers. The first guys, man, they had laughs, and I should say, never give up.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Never.
Lastly, what impresses you so much about West Nile? What is that one thing that always gets you to the glue and say, I want to be in West Nile?
I like their honesty. They're very genuine people. If they like you, they'll tell you. If they don't like you, they'll tell you. And I like that they respond to a call to action. When you tell them you have a show, they show up. So that's what I love about Arua.
I must say the show actually sold out. The whole venue was sold out. The place was full. Anyway, Napoleon, your last words, and again, first of all, what is that one thing in West Nile that keeps you glued that you always want to come back to West Nile?
I think the love. There is, these people open up their hearts, like they open up their hearts. You see, I'll tell you the truth. In Kampala, there is a view that you guys are tough, you are rude, like, especially with the stone.
I carry the stone.
Yeah, but in reality, Arua, people are warm, they are welcoming, and they respect people, really.
Your final words to the viewers?
All right, to the viewers, for all your latest entertainment in West Nile, here, all you have to do is buy data and log in, go to the ZAP Show page and enjoy. West Nile Web and enjoy.
Pablo, your last words to the viewers right now viewing the ZAP Show?
Have no fear, there are no stones in Arua. They are past the stone edge. And yes, on Dumbaraka rains. And what else can I say? It's the best place to be.
Thank you so much, viewers. That has been the time, my time on the West Nile Web. That is on the ZAP Show. And in our tourism site of this week, we bring to you Alikwa Pyramid right here in Marata District, Yivu Sub-County, Alikwa Village. This pyramid was built, actually right behind me, that's the pyramid. And this pyramid was built in 1911 by the Belgians. By then, West Nile was under the Belgian Congo rule. So they built this as they were leaving the area and to mark that we were here. So this was built in 1911 after staying for 11 years from 1900 to 1911. So apparently this pyramid was actually destroyed partly. One of the side was destroyed by unknown people, according to what the locals say here. It was destroyed in search of mercury or just any other precious stone, which people actually thought was here. So after breaking it, they looked for the stone and they couldn't find any valuable. They had to leave it like that and ran off. So when we talked to them, they said that the people who did this, they were actually not found. And this happened in the 1970s. We'll be showing the pictures here shortly, and then you really must visit this place because it's really awesome. Let's give you the pictures of Alikwa Pyramid. And there you go, very beautiful pictures of Alikwa Pyramid here in Maracha district. Up next is the movie of the week, and today we're showing you a movie called Cold Skin, and a thriller horror kind of movie, and which was released just last month, 7th of September 2018. You really need to catch this up. Let's show you the trailer of this movie.
Maritime signal technician. We are replacing the weather official. Ciphers. Should have stayed on the boat.
The previous weather official wasn't typhus. You left him stranded here like me. It's as good as murder.
No! Don't shoot! Here, I'm master of my own destiny. They shun like human or divine.
Demons from Atlantis.
The only thing you need to understand is that we are the invaders, which makes us the enemy. Kill and conquer. That's what we humans do.
You want to conquer them, is that it?
Oh no. I want to exterminate them. Wake up! Shoot, damn it!
See what you are! A sad, pathetic failure of the message flow! You're too afraid to let your friends leave!
Find the movie anywhere. That was the movie. You can watch it. And of course, up next, we also have now for you the interview of this week. And today we talked to one Eugene, Eugenius, he calls himself. And we had a very great interview with him. Let's roll it. And right now we are in Manibe, in Arua district, of course. And a particular location, we are at the premises of one Eugenius who we were interviewing right about now. Join me with me together. Let's welcome Eugene in today's show. You're most welcome to the show, Eugene. How are you?
Thanks, Joshua, for having me on the ZAP Show.
How are you doing? How are you doing, man?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good. Particularly, I love your shirt, and I would be able to actually own it if you're willing to give me. Can we make a deal after the show that you give me the T-shirt?
Definitely, you're going to get one.
All right, viewers, this is Eugene, and we'll be having the interview with him. And Eugene, let's start with a brief background of you, and before we get into the nitty-gritties of you doing visual art and stuff like that. But let's get to your introduction about yourself, your home names, your education background, just in a very short time.
My name is Droti Eugene. I went to Ushindi Primary School, that's in Vara. Then from there I went to Vara Secondary School. From there I was in A-level at Interview College. Then I joined Uganda Christian University, where I graduated with a bachelor's degree in industrial fine art. Yes.
Okay, that is interesting. So, but anyway, for the first time, Maz, tell us about what you do. Describe to us what exactly you do.
I can say I'm a multi-skilled artist. I do visual art that comes in areas like drawing, painting, sculpture, or doing statues. Okay. Yes. Then I also do graphics design, motion graphics. and all that.
So, like you're saying, you can actually make animation movement, like really.
Yes, yes.
Oh, wow. Okay, Eugene, before we get into the main interview about visual art, we need to get to the smallest things that you do. Let's take, for example, when you're trying to, when you're drawing, when you're converting it into painting. Give us a very short, just like a process, like what you do first. How do you do that, man? It looks very complex. How do you do it?
It takes a lot of patience and time. Of course, when you're starting, of course, everything in art begins with a sketch. You need to have an image of what you want to make. Yeah, definitely after doing the sketch, that's when you see what you see afterwards.
But then let's talk about the sculptures. You make something out of cement and out of wood. How does the sketch come in there? First, I just need to understand this before and our viewers, we need to get this before we just get into the details of this. How do you like sketch, the sculptures and stuff like that?
Art is a lot more about imagination. You first have an imagination in your mind. You transform that image on a sketch, on a sketchbook or a paper, and then after, it's that sketch that guides you into the final work. Yeah.
So, like, it's okay. That one is very spot on. Viewers, for those who have just joined us in the show, I'm talking to Eugene. That is Eugene Droti, but he's commonly known as Eugenius, and we're actually at his premises. That is on the Manibe side, and we're talking about his career that he has chosen, and that is in visual art. And exactly, he has told so far. He's told us very interesting things, and we'll be continuing with this interview right about now. So, Eugene, tell us, like, why did you choose this line of art? We have a couple of different forms of art. We have music, or the entertainment. We have beads, showing beads. That is hand and the craft, art and craft. But why did you choose visual art?
As I grew up, I fell in love with drawing, and then from there, by the time I reached secondary, I realized art is the only way for me to express myself. Yes. I can speak my heart through art, not with words. Yeah, that's why I chose art.
And I must confess and be honest that you're really, for those who haven't met this guy, he's a very, very quiet guy. He doesn't talk so much. So most of his work in his painting, I will be giving you some of the pictures of the painting shortly. And then how long have you been in this game and when did you start it?
I fell in love with art when I was a young boy. About 7 years old. I used to love drawing a lot, but then professionally I started in 2010. Yeah.
Like we're almost 8 years in this game already. Yes. Oh no, incredible. Let's talk about that. But we believe that you do sell some of your art pieces once. Do you do that seldom?
Yes. Usually I do portraits. That of course are ordered by clients. Yes, I sell them. Yeah.
But how do you market these art pieces? How do people know that Eugene actually has these things? He has these things in his place or wherever he is. How do you market it?
Firstly, I use the social media platforms. Yeah, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, even WhatsApp. Yeah, I take advantage of those social media outlets. And then, secondly, I have a website where people can get to see whatever I do. Each time I do something new, I upload it on my website. Yeah, that's another way of marketing myself, and it has really worked a lot for me. Yeah.
And for you viewers watching us, watching this episode right now, if you want to know more about Eugene, you can actually go to his website. That is www.eugeniusart.com. But remember, we're broadcasted live on the West Nile Web on www.westnileweb.com, and also via the social media platforms as well. And of course, via YouTube, that is West Nile Web. By searching that, you will be getting us live. So Eugene, or Eugenius, how do you price your work, the art pieces and the sculptures? What do you consider before pricing them?
Usually I consider time I spend doing the work. Okay. Yeah.
So like the sizes, like for example, paintings or drawings, don't you consider the material used, the size, stuff like that?
That one comes in, but most importantly, I consider time. Okay. Yeah.
This is great. As we close this interview with you, just briefly, tell us maybe an example of some work that you've done. It's incredible. You appreciated it. You said, oh, this was good. That you felt deep down inside you that this was awesome. Share with us an experience.
I think one of my projects that I feel was really very good was a recent project for World Vision. It was in the camps. I was contracted to paint a child-friendly environment classroom for nursery kids. Yes, in some World Vision schools in the camp. Yeah, and it went on very successfully, and it was really beautiful. I really liked it.
I see, like getting even angels. I think this would be a very paying industry, is it?
Yes, definitely it is. Okay. Yes.
So like, this work is very, very tedious. But how would you finally say, you know what, this work is done? This is done. Because painting and the sculptures, you may think there's something not straight. How do you like finally reach and say, this is it, this is done?
Actually, when it comes to art, what I can say is art can never be finished. Okay. Yeah. Art is never finished. The moment you decide, let me abandon it, is when it's finished.
Okay. But I know the moment you decide to abandon it is actually so good even to the person, anyone viewing. It is just like too good. They'll say like, wow, this is perfect work.
Yes, definitely. Most times when I'm updating my clients about progress of their work, I send them sketches when I've just begun. They think I've finished, but yet I'm just getting started.
Like I'll still be like the same. Anyway, lastly, not the least, where do you see this kind of industry of visual art? Where do you see the next, like, say, like 10 years, like 5 years,
I think this industry has been underrated. Yes. Most times people go to school. They think they should become. They should get finished with school and work in offices. But one thing they don't know is a career in art is a highly paying career. Yes. So I think a few years from now, I see myself somewhere, because where I started from very far, and I've moved very far, and I'm going very far.
Wow. This is very good. Viewers, as we end this interview, I want you to just package a special message to the youth, and particularly the youth viewing us right now. I need you to tell them how to live their lives, because to listen from somebody experienced like you, and I believe you're just not 18, 19 years, you've seen some life already. I want you to look into the camera and then tell the youth something that they should develop their life with.
To the youth outside there watching me right now, what I'm telling you right now is love what you do. If God has given you some talent, take it serious. Stay focused. Don't be distracted by these many things around. Stay focused to your dream. Dream big. That's the message I can leave you.
And that has been the interview with Eugenius for this week. My name is Droti Joshua, and this is the ZAP Show, which broadcasts on the Western web platforms, that's Facebook and the website, and of course via YouTube as well. We're very happy that you are able to join us. And remember, we're going to load like this every other Saturday until we get West Nile exposed to another level. My name is Droti Joshua, and I'm signing out.